Hey, Bears fans, before we get into today's episode of Chicago Bears Now, help us out and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Help us get to 45,000 subscribers, just crossed 44,600. We're growing like crazy. If you want consistent Bears coverage, I'm talking news, rumors, free agency stuff, draft, live shows, live mailbags as well, hit that subscribe button, share the link below with a friend. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. Welcome into Chicago Bears Now here on Rumble. I am your host, Harrison Graham. Today, 5 trade ideas for the Chicago Bears to do between now and the NFL Draft. Appreciate everybody watching us right now live. Let's get to trade idea number 1. Now, I think you guys are going to like this one. At least some of y'all, maybe you guys agree, disagree. Let us know in the comments which side you are on. Trade idea number 1. DK Metcalf to the Bears for both second-round picks. I get that's a tough pill to swallow, 2 top 50 picks. Here's the reality. Number 1, DK is probably worth a first, which the Bears don't have, and I'm not giving up another future first. Ryan Pace kept doing that. 2, he's young, explosive, athletic. He fits everything that Ryan Poles wants on this roster, and he's a perfect fit for Justin Fields. The Seahawks aren't just going to give him away. Now, we'll see what Seattle does, with that roster in the post-Russell Wilson era, but he's entering the final year of his rookie contract. If there's even a slight bit of doubt that they're going to re-sign or extend him coming up within the next year, then maybe trading him is a good route for Seattle, and if they get 2 top 50 picks, maybe it's a win-win for both franchises. This has been a player that has been fantastic since entering the league. His rookie year, 58 catches, 900 yards, 7 touchdowns. His second year was his best. 83 catches, over 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. Last year, the catches and yards were down, but remember, Russell Wilson missed some time. Still had 75 catches for 967 yards and 12 touchdowns. DK Metcalf, through 3 seasons, has 29 touchdowns. He's fast, he's electric, he's explosive, he's a perfect fit for Justin Fields. Imagine if you bring him in here, your receiving core would be Darnell Mooney and DK Metcalf on the outside, Byron Pringle in the slot, EQ St. Brown, Daz Newsome could be contributors as backups, probably draft a guy in the middle rounds as well. That would be an electric receiving core with really, really good speed, which is what fits Justin Fields' skill set and Luke Getsy, what they want to do on offense. If you would love DK Metcalf in Chicago, type me down in the comments. I'm spamming me more than once because you know what? I think he would be absolutely fantastic. So type me in the comments if you would love to see DK Metcalf in Chicago. Trade idea number 2 as we go through 5 trade ideas for the Bears this offseason. This one's just trading away a player. Robert Quinn to the Ravens. Remember, they missed out on Zadarius Smith. Now the Vikings signed him. Bears get 2 picks. 3rd-round pick, number 76 overall from Baltimore, and a 6th-round pick as well. Ravens need an edge, like I mentioned, after Zadarius Smith backed out of that contract and signed with Minnesota. And the Bears, to get another day 2 pick, I think would be appealing to Ryan Poles as well. I think you could absorb and get by with your front if you trade Robert Quinn. They already traded Khalil Mack. You've got Travis Gibson. I think Al-Quadin Muhammad and Gibson can both start for you. Mario Edwards is a good rotation piece. Jeremiah Atachu, I wonder how this new regime views Charles Snowden. He's fairly explosive. I think he fits some of the physical attributes that this Bears regime likes. And you could go sign 1 or 2 kind of, rotation guys to come in and play. Sure, trading Mack and Quinn, you're going to see less pressure in 2022. But you get younger, you get more draft picks, and it's more of a long-term play for Chicago. Start Gibson and Muhammad. Poles wants more draft picks. I think it makes sense. Now, if the Bears keep Robert Quinn, I'm fine with that. And maybe he couldn't fetch you a day 2 pick. I don't know. Maybe teams are like, that was a fluke last year. The year before, he had like 1 sack or 2 sacks, whatever it was. He's 32 years old. But if you could get a day 2 pick for him, plus an extra day 3 pick, get some volume there, I think that would be appealing, and I think Ryan Poles would certainly be interested. Who wins this trade as we put it back up on screen? Type B for the Bears, type R for the Ravens. I think it could be a win-win. Baltimore's probably more in win-now mode. I think the Bears would like to win in 2022, but I think they're thinking, hey, 2023 and beyond is when we can really excel. Let me know who wins this trade, B for the Bears or R for the Ravens. Be sure you guys are hitting that follow button here on Rumble as we are going through our Bears Now After Hours segment for you guys. Rumble.com/Bears Now is the link to go or to share with a friend to hit that follow button as well. Be sure that you are joining the movement here on Rumble because that's where we'll have some bonus Bears videos just for you guys. Trade idea number 3. Andre Dillard in a 4th for a 3rd. Bears send out number 71 overall to Philadelphia, which, yeah, it's a day 2 pick, but you get a 4th back, which the Bears don't have, and Andre Dillard, a guy who can start at left tackle. He has started at left tackle at times for Philadelphia and played well. I thought he played well last year when they dealt with some injuries on that offensive line. I'm not going to sit here and say he's a top 5 left tackle, but he's young, he's athletic. I think stylistically he would fit what this team wants to do up front. 6'4", 315. It's not like he's 350. They want lighter guys on their feet. You put him at left tackle, kick Jenkins out to right, bring in another guard as well. And I think that offensive line's in decent shape. Again, it's not, a flashy name, but it's an offensive lineman. You need guys who can play. Andre Dillard can certainly play. And by the way, I'll just say this. I might be wrong. Based on reading the tea leaves, I don't think this regime is like the last regime who viewed Tevin Jenkins as a left tackle. I don't think Foles views him as that. I think he views Jenkins either as a right tackle or a guard. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. Obviously, the flexibility is valuable there for Jenkins, but you need to pick a position for him and go with it because he didn't get to play much as a rookie due to his back injury and due to Matt Nagy wanting to play Jason Peters. Who will start at left tackle next season? Let me know down in the comments. So I take a sip here. Left tackle, who's going to start? Is it going to be Jenkins, Borum, draft pick, free agent, trade? It could be anybody. Who do you guys think it's going to be this year? Trade idea number 4. Nick Foles to the Falcons for a 7th. Listen, I know the Falcons just got Marcus Mariota to start, but they don't have a quality backup. It's like Josh Rosen and Felipe Franks. The Bears just paid Foles a $4 million roster bonus, so whoever takes him on doesn't have to worry about that. Bears will get to clear out $8 million in cap space if they trade Foles, which would be huge. And I think after paying that out, trading him should be easier now. Another team doesn't have to worry about it. The benefit for the Bears would be the cap space to clear out almost $8 million in cap. That would be absolutely monumental. Whereas if you cut him, you only save $3 million the way his contract is structured. And Foles has a pal over there, Ryan Pace, who brought him into Chicago. Say, hey, Mariota's our starter, but we could bring in Nick Foles as insurance. Mariota has injury issues, and it's not like he's lit it up when he's been healthy. I don't know how appealing it would be for Atlanta, but hey, I don't really care how much you get in return for Foles. I think freeing up the $8 million would be very valuable because you could sign easily a starter or 2 with that money. Will Nick Foles be on the Bears roster this year? What do you guys think? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Curious where you guys weigh in on this one. Will Nick Foles start for the Bears, be on the Bears roster in 2022? Trade idea number 5. Bears need a corner, and Anthony Brown played pretty well last year for Dallas, and Dallas has a few different corners they could play. Brown could be available in a trade. How about a 5th for him? That's a decent pick for Dallas, and Brown was a legit CB2 last year. I think you bring him in here. He can play CB2. He's also got nickel versatility. He's played some slot corner in the past as well. Really good year last year. These stats are actually a little bit off here. I'll just verbalize them for you watching live. 71 tackles, 17 pass breakups, 3 interceptions, 1 tackle for loss are the stats there for Anthony Brown. He did not have 17 interceptions, but 17 pass breakups is excellent. 3 picks as well. One of them was a pick 6. He could plug in BCB2. Maybe Thomas Graham can be your nickel, or maybe you draft a nickel. Who knows? But you're going to have to sign at least 1 corner before the draft. You can't go to battle with what you have. It's not close to good enough. Anthony Brown's a quality CB2. I think he would be an interesting name to keep in mind. Send in your best trade ideas. Those are my 5 trade ideas for you guys here on Bears Now After Hours. Give us a follow here on Rumble, rumble.com/BearsNow, and send in your best trade ideas.